Hi, Brock.
Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Ben Alkilvers. I'm a student physical therapist at UW Milwaukee. So I see in my notes that you have some pain in the back of your thigh, your right thigh.
Correct.
Okay. And this happened when you were punting?
Correct.
Okay. Well, Brock, what I'd like to do is take a look at the area first and examine some structures, see what we can find. And then I would probably like to take some range of motion measurements depending on what I find, and then also potentially do some strength tests for a few areas. So would that be okay with you?
Yes.
Great. All right, the first thing that I would like to do is take a look at the area. So if you wouldn't mind coming up on the table and laying down on your stomach.
Sure.
And then if you want to just rest your forehead on your forearm,
Okay.
that would be great. All right, what I'd like to do is take a look at the area above your thigh and just make sure nothing's going on there. So it would be okay if I take your shirt and lift that up a little bit?
Yep.
Great. So as I examine these structures, just let me know if you feel any pain or tenderness.
Okay.
Any pain or tenderness there?
Nope.
Okay. Anything there?
Nope.
Okay. All right, what I'd like to do is take a look at the area in the back of your thigh here. Would it be okay if I move your shorts up to your upper thigh?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we do have some bruising on the middle of your thigh. What I'm gonna do is examine some structures around that bruising. I will need to examine there as well, but we're gonna start around it and work our way to it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. First area I wanna examine is a spot where your hamstring muscles all attach, and that's in the very upper part of the thigh. So would it be okay if I examine up there?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Pretty sore.
Okay, get some tenderness there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. All of those muscles also attach down at the base of the knee in the back. So there's a couple different spots I'll examine back here. And again, let me know if you feel any pain or tenderness when I get there. Anything there?
Nope.
Okay. How about right there?
Yeah, there's pain there.
Okay. Okay. And then I am going to examine this area of bruising here. I'm going to start off pretty gentle, okay?
Okay. Pretty sore.
Okay. And we do have some swelling in there. Okay. All right, so while we're in this position, what I'd like to do is take a look at some range of motion measurements in your hip.
Okay.
So the first one I'm going to look at is hip extension, and this will just be lifting your leg up off of the table. Now I'm going to do it first and get a feel for how far you can go, and then I'll be taking a measurement after that. So what I'd like you to do is just relax your leg, and then let me know if you have any pain as I lift it up.
You're right about there.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bring that back down. What I'm gonna do is take a measurement with you doing that motion on your own. So first thing I'm gonna do is make sure I get lined up with my measurement correctly. Okay, Now go ahead and do that same exact motion on your own. Lift your leg up off the table and right about there. And good, go ahead and relax. All right, nice job. Okay, the next thing I'd like to do, Brock, is take a look at that motion from the other side. So for this, I'll have you come onto your back. So if you just want to flip over for me. How's that? Perfect. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be looking at your hip flexion here, and that's just the exact opposite motion, how far we can bring your upper leg in. So I'm going to have you bring your foot up onto the table here, and we're just going to slide your leg up and into flexion at the hip here. Right about there. Okay. Let's bring that back down. And just like the other side, what I'm going to do is take a measurement of you doing that on your own. So if you want to bring your foot up onto the table again, slide it in towards your body as far as you can and lift up. Good. Right about there?
Yep.
All right. Okay, great. And lower it down. So based on a couple limitations I'm seeing there, what I'd like to do is test the length of your hamstrings.
Okay.
So for this one, we're gonna bring you into a position of 90-degree hip flexion and 90-degree knee flexion. So
Alright.
right here, if you can just hold that for me, that's great. And then in this position, I'm going to extend your lower leg up as far as we can. Let me know if there's any pain.
Right about there.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take a measurement of that. You okay holding that for
Yep.
just a little longer? Okay. Okay, great. And you can bring that back down. Good. So we're seeing a little bit of limitation in the extension of the knee in that test. What I'm gonna do is specifically look at your knee range of motion as well.
Okay.
So first thing we're gonna do is look at the extension of your knee.
Okay.
And this one's pretty simple. I'm just gonna have you lift up your leg, rest it on the towel here. And what I wanna do is have you straighten your leg as much as you can. So try and contract this muscle a little bit and straighten your leg as much as you can.
Okay.
Right there? Okay, good. All right, so just hang out there for another second while I line up. Okay. And bring this back out. And then the next one is gonna be flexion of your knee, so how far we can bend it in. So what I'm gonna do is bring your heel along the table here, bring it in as far as we can, right about there.
Yep.
Okay, and we'll bring that back out. And just like the other ones, what I'm gonna have you do is get back into that position by yourself,
Okay.
and I will take that measurement. So go ahead and bring yourself back in.
Right about there.
Okay. Okay, great. back down. Good. Based on a little bit of limitation there, what I'd like to do is examine the top of your calf and make sure that there's nothing restricting your motion there. So what I'm gonna have you do is come back onto your stomach.
All right.
Flip over one more time. And same thing, rest your arm there. I'm just gonna look at the very top part of your calf here and see if there's any pain or tenderness. You feel anything there? Okay. All right. Well, then what I'd like to do, Brock, is finish with a few strength tests, and I'm going to be looking at the strength of your hip extensor. So that first motion that we did, where we lifted your leg off the table, these are going to be testing strength in those muscles. So one of the first muscles that I'm going to look at is your glutes, so big muscles and the tail end there.
Okay.
So what I'm going to have you do for this one is bring your knee up. Bring your heel up towards your tail end. Okay. And lift your upper leg off of the ground, or the table, and down. Good. And you can come back down.
Okay.
All right. So what I'm going to do is have you go back up into that motion, and I'm going to apply some tension down, and you try and resist against that.
All right.
So lift that upper leg off the table a little bit for me. Apply some tension down. So the next ones are going to be specific to your hamstring muscles. So we have two for that. And what I want you to do is bring your heel up towards your tail end,
Good.
as far as you can. Come back to about 90 degrees here. And then I want you to pretend that your lower leg's a windshield wiper, and bring it in towards your middle. Good. And then back out towards the outside. Good. And then back to the middle and lower. Good. So I'm going to have you come back up into that position, just a part of the way, so right about there. Great. And then what I'm going to do is apply some tension down, and you try and resist against that.
Okay.
Okay? Good. And relax. Good. Okay, so this next one, I'm going to have you bring your leg back up into that same position. This time I'm going to have you turn your this part of your lower leg out and your upper leg in a little bit. You got it. Okay, I'm going to apply some tension down the same way and resist against that.